Welcome back to the wide world of Destiny, everybody. Today's episode is a super cool one. We've got a new mission, and then we're traveling to the tower.
Any Guardians on the scene? We got a target causing problems in this area. Stand by for details.
Problematic target acquired. Copy, copy. So we're going to go take on this little mission here, and then I'm going to bring you guys back to the tower, which is sort of the hub for the Guardians. There's a lot of cool people and places residing there. We'll check it out there. Plus some gorgeous vistas. Holy crap, this game consistently is so dang pretty. But the main thing I tell people, gotten asked about this game a lot since I played quite a bit of it, and the main thing I talk about is that I feel like it controls so well. And so even though I still have some uncertainties about the structure of the game, about what it all entails, the moment-to-moment shooting is so crispy that I think it's going to be fun, even if all you did was just mess around with your friends. But I'm very hopeful for this one. The particle effects, though, are so heavy, it kind of feels like we're always walking through a sprinkled world, like a kid who went crazy in his cereal. You guys ever put sprinkles in your cereal? Oh my god. What a sugar-hungry child I was when I was younger. I've totally fixed that now. I eat super healthy, but I would just put sprinkles in my Rice Krispies, add a little fun, flavor, and flair. These guys, have we seen these guys before? I feel like we've been in this area before. Seems like there's a little bit of backtracking. Now, this is just the alpha, but I wonder in terms of strike missions and the different packages they put together of events for you to do, if you will be kind of winding back, how much rinse and repeat there will be. Of course, there's multiple planets in the full game, and this is a Grimoire progress, which is me just kind of assembling some challenge bits here. 100 out of 500 kills, and we're looking for this servitor target. But yeah, I wonder how much time you'll be spending in the same areas, how actually big each planet may be. What is the square mileage that you can actually walk in and cover and go back and forth, and backtracking me is not something I enjoy. So I hope there's a lot of variety in the environments and in where the missions take place. We're going to walk our way through here, looking for this spooky target. Could it be a boss? Could it be a dinosaur? Could it be Master Chief? Cortana dressed as a wedding singer? What is going? Oh dear, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Down the dam we go. And down goes our dude, falling flat on his face. He may be able to jump over mountains, but water dams are his weakness. We are supercharged. Got a request incoming, it says at the bottom. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Why we have a request incoming. Maybe it has something to do with multiplayer and I just missed what was happening. But we're going to work our way back over to this corner. And what's funny is this is actually where I was previously, kind of exploring around a little bit. Ooh, yes, Evisceration Blast. That's such a good feeling. You walk off and melee these guys. It's crispy. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's like if you ever watch The Fresh Prince when they would kick Jazz out of the house, the satisfaction that Uncle Phil must have had, that's kind of what you feel when you force push melee these guys. I'm in a tough situation, so I had to use my superpower there to bust out of it. I like that the superpower is kind of not just like for glitz and glamour, but it's also functional. It really does get you out of tricky situations, and I had fun doing that. So we're back in the tunnels here, ready to walk up on some Ninja Turtles, some Secrets of the Ooze, Shredder, Splinter, Rocksteady, Bebop, Toka, Razor. Where are they? But look, we have found the servitor, and he is a gigantic orbular creature. What are these crazy orbs? How do they fight us? He's got that mission marker above his head, but this place is jam freaking packed. I was like, holy cow, I am going to go down. So many guys, they just kind of spooked me all at once. Alright, so we'll go down, we'll respawn. It's real quick to get you back in. It doesn't feel like you lose much. Actually, I'm not sure if there is a death penalty. That'll be something interesting to see if in the final game they add a death penalty of sorts. I'm not sure if it would be experience loss, or glimmer loss, or ammo loss. I mean, I don't know what it would be, but I would hope that there would be some sort of death penalty. Otherwise, it's kind of, you can kind of play, that Rambo style running and not be afraid of risking your full mortality. I would prefer if there was some sort of death penalty challenge. Anyways, getting some critical hits on this spy servitor here, picking off the vandals as we go. I like the number pop. What do you guys think? Are you fans of number pop? I think it just adds a little bit of, it adds some satisfaction to me. It lets me know that I'm making progress. I did just make progress. I cleared this mission out, which is always good news. And it really does make me feel like, hey, I'm getting where I need to go. I know some people are against it because it kind of adds interface to the experience and takes away from the purity of it all. But I hate having bullet sponge enemies, and if they're not going to have health meters, which can get very cluttered and cumbersome, I would at least like those numbers. This music right here was really epic. You hear this? I half expected Rafiki to like hold Mufasa and Simba up over the well, Rafiki probably can't lift Mufasa, but at least hold Simba up over the edge of the staircases here. So at this point I'm like, where should we go? Well, let's take off to the tower. Now the tower is the hub base, like I mentioned, for Guardians. There are stores and shops there. You can group up with friends there, and it has some of the most gorgeous views in the entire game. So I'm like, let's see if we should head that way. Doing a little bit more exploration. I was really curious what was on the other side of this bridge. So before we head home, let's just see. It's all quiet. I kind of, at this point, I'm like, kind of a Portal vibe. Like, I expect GLaDOS to just pop up and be like, we've been waiting for you. But no GLaDOS. It's kind of an empty area. And again, in the full game, perhaps there'll be missions out this way. I'm sure there probably will. In fact, I don't think they're going to have you wander corridors hopelessly. I thought that was a mattress for a second. Nope. Dead Space vibe. Whoa! That's my scare of the day. Jump scares in Destiny, but you didn't expect that. But yeah, this kind of looks like a dead end. Isn't it getting creepy, though? I wanted to show you guys this because I thought it was just eerie in a good sense that there's multiple tones within the environments. It's not just all like, ooh, sci-fi, space moon, NASA land. But we are here. People are like knocking stuff over. My mission marker is flipping all out. I'm like, where do I go? What's happening? What's going on? Let me know in the comments below if you have gotten into the alpha. I know a lot of people have played the alpha so far. If you've played the alpha, let me know what you think. If you haven't, let me know that you want to see the alpha. Like, if you want to play Destiny, does this look like something you want to play? As the gorgeous light of the Cosmodrome, which sounds like something straight out of TMNT. We're here. Oh my god, those clouds. Like, seriously, it's heavenly. This is on PS4. I'm sure it's going to look great on Xbox One. Man, I know this isn't a next-gen exclusive, but I can't deny that this is such a nice-looking next-gen game. They just do so well with the art style, with the art direction. I want to jump down here to find some elephants, go up, and that's not going to happen. I disintegrate into, apparently, pieces of particle. So, we've reached the end of the line in terms of our exploration, at least within this portion of the game. So we're going to go back to orbit, and let's head straight to the tower. Arrived. My guy loses his helmet. We go third person, and we're kind of in a home city that almost feels like the Citadel from Mass Effect or something, but a lot more greenery. This postmaster here has some messages for me. Completed some public events, give me some rewards. So here you're starting to see a lot more fragments of the MMO portion of this game. This does very much feel like a hub city. I'm not sure how necessary this will be to gameplay if you're not a fan of this kind of stuff, but I thought it was interesting that your character is in third person. You see his head. We can go here. This guy has some Crucible armor, which the Crucible is the multiplayer, competitive multiplayer portion of the game. I have no way of purchasing any of that stuff, clearly. So we're going to head over here and see what this round table of weirdos. This lady has like a flower on her head or something. Or a flying something. Get my reward from some of these other missions. And you can see they've got extra benefits like intellect +6, strength +10, select a reward, which one do I want, blah, 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 blah. And I like this stuff. I really like loot, and I hope that the game has a great loot progression where you constantly feel like you are finding and getting better things, or at least that you have choices. You know, you don't want to play a game where you're only using one armor set, fully upgrade, find, a full new armor set. I'd like to have the ability and choice to kind of, mix and match and go with what is appropriate for me and my playstyle. And I like these interface screens. I think it feels very futuristic, very fresh and clean. It's like the Apple computer's system of UI or something. It looks pretty good as I mess around and try to figure out what all this stuff is. Again, I still, I wasn't prepped on this game. It was just like, here's the controller, go to work. So I was kind of trying to figure things out as I go, which I think is fun. Everyone has their own ghost over their head, which is pretty cool. And these other people, these other blue markers, I assume are human players, and then the non-blue markers would be NPCs in the world. But switching things up, and you'll notice it does change my look. Now I'm donning this blue garb, which is sweet. I love the fact that it makes you look different. Your friends are going to be able to see it when you play. Competitive people are going to be able to see it when you play. Your helmet changes, your guns change. Everything has a visual difference in the game, which is bellissimo, because if it didn't, it would be pointless to buy stuff. I'm looking for the gunsmith at this point, who is not this guy. I'm trying to figure out what are all his symbols and markings, and I'm sure there'll be tutorials in the main game to get you through this stuff. Quartermaster. Vehicles, like, I'm like, alright, this stuff is clearly way beyond my level and where I'm at right now. So we're going to head over this way. And you're about to witness probably the prettiest scene in the game. That lens flare as we entered the Cosmodrome was beautiful. But we're getting close to something that is just freaking awesome. This guy over here. Here, I talked about this, I think, last time. These engrams that you can decode to then unlock new stuff. And you can acquire engrams and then decode them here. And you'll see a stock refresh. So again, MMO tendencies are definitely present in this game, especially within this hub city. And I hope that they can find a real way to build that in so that it feels normal and natural and doesn't feel boring. Or I don't know. I'm just not a big MMO guy. So me being a very single-player driven console gamer, a multiplayer-driven console gamer, I don't want to feel like I have to mess around with all this unnecessary stuff or feel like it's clouding my gameplay. But here you go. Holy moly, meatball, petunia, fish in the sea, birds in the sky, take me away. This beautiful view makes me want to cry. Seriously, look at that. Straight out of Star Wars or something. This is gorgeous, and I want to play more. It's one of the games I came away from E3 really wanting to dive into the full version and just explore as much as I possibly could. So we'll head over to the gunsmith, switch out our weapons before we're all set and through over here. It's a little bit odd just because you're experiencing the controls from a third person now after spending an hour and a half in first person. But this guy wants to get us back out there, so he's giving us a choice between some pulse rifles, some scout rifles, some pistols. What do we want to use? And there's all the stats that you have to kind of balance out. Now, the one thing I didn't see in this episode, and perhaps I'll explore it more myself if I can. I remember last year in some of the trailers they showed the ability to sort of modify and level up your gun individually. And I'm not sure if that's still in the game, if I just missed it. I'm going to try to research that and find that out and see if it's still there. If you guys know, definitely let me know in the comments. Is there still the ability to level up your gun? Because last year I remember in the trailers, there were not only skill trees and upgrade trees for your character, but for your gun as well. So getting some weapons here that have elemental effects, which should be pretty cool. And now we can, whoopsie daisy. Check on our ship. What does that mean? Go to the shipwright. Let's go to this hangar bay and see what's up with our ship. I think our ship, meaning the thing that carries me from mission to mission, does that need any upgrades? What do these upgrades even do? Again, a lot of discovery going on in these early hours of Destiny. I did see a question I wanted to address from last one of the episodes in the past, which is like, is this how the game starts? And no, I don't believe this is how the game starts. I think there will be an opener for the main game. This is just kind of dropping you into the alpha. So no, the way that this opens is probably not how the actual game opens. So, ship is ready to fly, higher speeds. Not really quite sure. I guess it's for the Sparrow, which is your vehicle that you can use on the ground. But in terms of the jump ship things, I don't know how those upgrades would faster loading times. I don't know. Either way, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you want to see more Destiny. We're going to wrap this one up here. I'll be back with more soon. Until that time, thank you so much for your support. Smash that like button if you want to more. Until next time, we'll see you all later.